Thank you for being on the stream today. My name is Chris. I am the Algo Man here on TikTok, and I'm also the creator of Simo Pro, Purimo, the whole Simo family of indicators. And today we're doing something I've never showcased before. We're taking a completely different approach to the NASDAQ 100 futures, and we're going to map out market structure using Simo Pro only on a 12,000 tick chart. That's right, guys, a 12,000 tick chart. No Predicmo, no Scalpmo, no Purimo, just Simo Pro, just structure and just flow. Now you might be asking yourself, why is he using a 12,000 tick chart? I gotta tell you, the 12,000 tick chart is special. It closely mirrors, the structure inside a daily candle, but with more granularity and less noise. Yeah, it moves slow. It demands patience and discipline. But when you read it right, the moves are big and meaningful. So unlike the chop and the head fakes you get on the lower time frame, this chart filters out the randomness and forces you to wait for real conviction. And Simo Pro on this chart right here, guys, it's surgical. All right? So what we're going to do is run this bad boy at like 500 times the speed of the market, because if I don't bump it up to 500 times the speed of the market, this thing will not move. That's how slow this thing is, okay? If you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get this bad boy started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, guys. And this to me right here, guys, looks like the beginning of a long trend right here. You've got cycle up, you've got momentum right there, just about going up as well. Okay, so both of these are right there telling you, hey, you're also right here at the base VWAP. And whenever you're here at the base VWAP, guys, the likelihood of this going up is pretty good. So let's go
order
ahead
filled,
and we'll get ourselves a fill in for a long signal. There we go right there, guys, and even more so right there with momentum right at the zero line. So let's see how this all shakes out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
order filled,
take an exit right there the moment it actually crossed below right there, guys. This little crossing, which is at this bar, I went ahead and took that exit. Now, momentum didn't actually rise above. It looks like it's wanting to come down right there a little bit. So let's see what exactly is going to happen here. It doesn't seem like a very strong trend to the upside. It's way below the threshold right there. So maybe
order
that's
filled,
a short right there with a little pivot trade that we just had. And that's definitely a pivot trade right there. And I will jump
order filled,
out of that pivot trade right there. Let me go ahead and mark the spots of where I took this trade. Took it right there when I saw the pivot to the downside. Very classic pivot trade right there. And I took it off the moment that cycle and momentum crossed above the zero line. Okay, very clean, calculated exit. None of this, price may do this, price may do that. I'm following market structure, guys. And of course, I'm playing this at 500 times the speed of the market, so it's kind of moving nicely right now. Let's continue rolling with this. Okay, now we've got cycle up. This isn't exactly yet a long trade. To make this a long trade, because momentum is all the way down here, I'd like to see momentum at least curl up a little bit. There you go.
order filled,
Right there. Okay, momentum kind of curls up. That's your long signal right there. You had cycle above zero, momentum curled up. The reason this is important, guys, is because the momentum doesn't follow along with cycle. It could eventually drag price down. Then momentum becomes a dominant signal, and you don't want that. You want to make sure momentum's at least flowing in the direction of price. Not only that, but look, you hit your 80 bar VWAP right here, this green solid line, okay? And if it doesn't break, it bounces right there. Yeah, in this case, it just decided to bounce to the upside. Now, here you've got you've got momentum above the threshold. So if this is it, guys, let me go ahead and pause this. This is the beginning of our cycle count. This is the moment where price goes into a trend right here. You see momentum just went up above 0.90, this is the moment price goes into a trend. And if that's the case, then we begin counting our cycles. This would be the commencement of cycle number 1, and this would be the commencement of the ending of cycle number 1 right there. And you've got the commencement of a trend right there. So let's go ahead and let this bad boy run. Remember, we typically have 2 cycles and every single trend. This is exactly what I've always preached and told you guys. So if you do have 2 cycles, you want to make sure that your cycle component goes up and then it comes down for the end of the second cycle. It just bottomed out right here. You just have the beginning of cycle number 2 right there, and we will take that till the end of cycle number 2, which
order filled
right there. Okay, the end of cycle number 2. Okay, and then price just kind of wobbles off and rolls out right there. Okay, that's your 12,000 tick chart for you. And this, at this juncture, you're almost I think past 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Let's see, at this bar, oh yeah, this is 3:15 in the afternoon. You see how fast we just got through this, guys? I actually began this a lot sooner than the market opened, okay? I actually started this at right around the 7 a.m. bar right here, okay? That's where I took the first trade at 7:07 in the morning. And I ran with this all the way till about 14:58 in the afternoon, which is pretty much 3 p.m. in the afternoon right there. But you saw how fast we just went through this right now, guys. Now, of course, this is going to, drag on, at regular speed of the market. But today, what you just saw is you saw Simo Pro carve out the real rhythm of the market, okay? You saw the cycle tops right here, okay? Cycle 1, cycle 2. Aligned perfectly with the inflection points where price was about to turn. You saw the threshold breaks, which signaled real, true directional bias right here, guys. Boom, to the upside. And you also had no distractions, just structure and momentum in its purest forms, okay? You didn't need 20 trades. That's the beauty about using this type of chart. You only needed one good read, and this chart gave it to you. And this is how you trade with clarity and not chaos, guys. Now, if you're sitting there kind of wondering who this is for, I'll tell you who this is for and who this, really tends, to benefit the most. Okay, so if you're the type of trader that's tired of whipsaw entries on a lower time frame, you may want to give this a try. Okay, if you're struggling to trust signals on noisy low time frames, maybe that's you. And if you're more patient by nature and willing to wait for clean setups like I am, this might be a good fit. Also, if you're trading prop firm swing holds or larger intraday structures, you may want to consider this as part of your setup. Then, this might be the exact chart that you've been missing. Yeah, I understand, guys. It's a slower game. Totally get it. But it's also a smarter one when executed correctly. All right? So, now, here's the challenge to my subscribers, and I do this all the time, okay? Load the 12,000 tick chart. Now, if you're going to do this, let me kind of give you some parameters that I've been using. Now, this is also one of the charts, one of a combo of 3 charts that I'm currently using right now to nail some of the big swing trades that I'm putting on over in the Ninja Trader Challenge right now, all right? I posted a little screenshot over on Discord. Doing okay in the challenge. But this is one of 3 charts that I'm actually using to enter and execute trades over in that challenge. And it's working out really well. If you're going to set this, go ahead and set it to tick. Make sure you got your Heinkanashi candles. You set it to tick. It's 12,000. This goes right here in this little box, okay? And then you do your dates to load right there. You want to give it at least 20 days just to make sure the algorithm's got enough data to process. Now, because I'm looking at the overnight session as well in this little competition that we're doing over at Ninja Trader, I set the default trading hours to 24/7. Okay, and you can do 24/7, or you can do your custom session time with Simo as well. I just feel that it gives it a little bit more leeway to apply, and that's the reason I had to start this earlier than my normal 9:30 session right here on the chart. Okay, so those are the parameters that you would use, and if you need me to post them on Discord, I'll be more than happy to share them with you guys. Okay, so for the subscribers that use our tools, go ahead and load a 12,000 tick chart of the NASDAQ 100. Apply SIMO, and I have SIMO set to a setting of 9. And then go ahead and map out today's full session exactly the way I did it today. Mark the cycle shifts, the threshold breaks, like right here, okay? Right when momentum is, went up, just mark those, and the directional transitions. This is where we got out of the trade right here. The moment it crossed below 0, that was that bar, we were done with the trade, okay? This is about patience, structure, and discipline. It's 12,000 tick chart, okay? The reason why I want you guys to go through the exercise is to show us that you can read the rhythm of the market, not just react to it. Now, for everyone else, ask yourself, what more do you need? If today wore you out, if you chased noise, and if you got stopped out on low time frame fake outs, then ask yourself, why are you still doing this without a system? SIMO Pro on a 12,000 tick chart gave us clean, really clean cycles. Look at this, guys. This is as clean as you can get. It gave us clear structure and actionable signals with zero noise. And you don't need to guess. Y'all can take the 7-day free trial, get SIMO Pro in the full suite, and test this chart for yourself. Replay today's session and feel what clarity actually looks like, guys.